there's a fair bit of information on this page. So it's interesting to see it, because then you will be aware of what you can learn from just this page. So first of all, there is an introductory video out here which will give you some idea of the course and what kind of instruction you're going to have there. There's a write-up of what this course is about on your left-hand side. There's a indication of the intended audience. So this is not enforced in any way, but it is an indication of the kind of students who will more easily benefit from this course, and also a list of prerequisites. So these prerequisites again are not enforced. If you have done those prerequisites, if there are some prerequisites and if you have done them, you will find it easier to handle this course. The number of people who have currently enrolled is listed here. So as the number, the course layout is on your left, and it tells you week wise what is going to happen. And so again, if you go to a new course, you can actually get an idea ahead of time what you're likely to see in that course. If there are any books and references, textbook listed for it, and that you would see at this location. On your right hand side, you have some information about the course. This is how the course is going to unfold in front of you. And then you can see about 10 days after the end date in this particular case. The exam date is very important for you to note down, because if you're taking multiple courses in SWAYAM, you should make sure that you don't take more than 2 with the same exam date, because you can take one exam in the morning session and one exam in the afternoon session. Specific courses are listed as AICTE approved for FDP points, so faculty development program points. So it is listed here, and so if you are a faculty and you're interested in getting FDP points, so then you would like to look for this tag before you decide to click on the course. I have joined this course just now, so there is a go to course button. And when you go here, because it is a course that is not yet started, this is basically what we see. Under the course outline, which is on the left hand side, you don't really have any content put up yet, because nothing has started yet. And then we will take a look at what the additional details will be present there. And on your left hand side, you have a sort of a menu bar out there which lists the entire set of weeks that are there in the course and the various topics that are coming up in the week. So for example, let me go to week 1. You can see here that there are two sort of classes out here in week 1. There's something on a group discussion, and there's something else called overview of research. So I can click on it, and then that will help me see the contents corresponding to that particular lecture. So if I go to week 3, for example, these are all the parts that are there in week 3. So there are classes. There's a class called data analysis part 1, part 2, modeling skills part 1, part 2, and so on. I could click on data analysis part 1, and you would see a lecture open up in front of you. You click on the lecture, and the lecture begins to play. So this is how the lecture begins to play in front of you. There is a transcript of that lecture which starts scrolling below the lecture, and there's a small write-up below the transcript which gives you some idea of what is the information that is going to be covered in that lecture. So this is all there on the same screen that you will see as soon as you click on the lecture. If there is a link to some book or some other article that is of relevance with respect to this lecture that the faculty would like you to see, then along with this lecture notes here, you will have additional links which take you to that content. So this is what you will see in an ongoing course. And here you can see additional subtitles. You can click on a subtitle here, and you have multiple languages in which you can see. So for example, I pick English, and you can see subtitles scrolling out here just below the lecture, in addition to this scrolling text that you have here, which will match along with that lecture. So at any given week, the content that you will see will typically be something like what you are seeing here on your left hand side. So you will have, for in this case, 4 different video segments that you have to see. So typically any course that you take, every week on Monday morning, you will have the content released, which will be roughly amounting to about 2.5 hours worth of video content. Maybe multiple smaller segments, may not be large segments, maybe multiple smaller segments. It will total up to roughly 2.5 hours of content that you have to view. So you should go ahead and get started viewing it as soon as the content becomes available on Monday morning. And then as early as possible, you start answering the assignment questions that are listed associated with that week. So this is the typical kind of outlay of the course that you will see week on week throughout the course. So if you have an 8-week course, for 8 weeks, you will keep seeing this pattern repeating. Monday morning, you will have about 3 hours, 2.5 hours worth of content and one assignment available on your portal, on your login site. And then you should answer that assignment within that 10-day period that is available to you. Please make sure that you know exactly what is the deadline and ensure that you submit reasonably ahead of the deadline.